Hi, Tony DeWitt here, Missouri appellate attorney, a guy who likes to make the law make sense on YouTube, but some things you just can't make sense of. Holy jury tampering, Batman! We have a juror that is getting dismissed. I'll have more in just a moment. This morning, the judge came in and announced that one of the jurors had to go. And the juror that had to go is not going to be identified by name, but from what the judge and defense counsel have said, it would appear that the SLED agents in the case had conversations with this juror and they discussed her opinion on the evidence at some point. Now, the court did a very thorough record and examined both the juror under oath and the people that she had conversations with under oath. He says there was a lot of waffling and a lot of ifs and ands and that kind of thing, and so he couldn't really tell one way or the other. So in order for the system to have the integrity that it must have in a criminal jury trial where you are potentially putting somebody in prison for the rest of their life, they dismissed that juror and replaced her with an alternate. Why this is outrageous? For one thing, it sets up the opportunity for the defense, if there is a conviction, to come back and argue that the jury was tampered with either directly or indirectly by SLED agents. It allows for a prosecutorial misconduct type of finding, and that is not ever a good thing. And if for some reason the jury comes back and can't agree on a verdict and you get a mistrial, well, then again, you have a motion for prosecutorial misconduct to essentially prohibit them from retrying this case. Whoever the people are at SLED, and again, I am assuming that what defense counsel said is correct. It was an officer of the court, also a state senator, I guess, at one point, and as a result of that, I can't believe that he would lie about something like that, but I'm just going to assume that he was correct. If he's correct and a SLED agent actually did do that, then for heaven's sakes, that person should not have a job at the end of the day today. You absolutely cannot allow law enforcement to mess with a criminal jury any more than you can allow the defense side to mess with a criminal jury. Now, perhaps they had some legitimate other expectation. Maybe they were looking at something that peripherally involved that juror in another context. That is possible. And if they went to conduct an interview because, her neighbor's house was robbed and they wanted to find out what she knew, then it wouldn't be jury tampering, it wouldn't be misconduct. And the judge did not appear to be particularly upset about the SLED aspect of it. He was mostly upset that the juror, in spite of instructions to the contrary, actually went on ahead and had conversations with these people and expressed an opinion, which she absolutely, positively should not have done. Now, frankly, the juror is lucky that she is only being dismissed from this case. I have seen situations where jurors engaged in this kind of behavior and they were held in contempt of court for violating their oath of jurors, and as a result, they wound up either having to pay a fine or do a small amount of time in jail, which is not really an appropriate way to thank a juror, but it's also not an appropriate way to have a juror act in such a way that you essentially throw the entire case out with your negligent or, I suppose, possibly intentional conduct. We'll have to find out more. I'm sure there'll be news reporting on this. But it absolutely amazed me that somebody would have the temerity to conduct an interview and touch on anything related to the trial and allow the juror to express any opinion. If for some reason they were investigating some other matter and she was a peripheral witness, they should have said, look, we realize you're a juror in this case. We are absolutely not going to ask you anything about that case, and you can't tell us anything about that case. Do you understand? Yes, here, sign this piece of paper saying that you understand. Now, then they can conduct the interview and they at least have paper trailed the idea that they weren't trying to get information that they could then pass along through the back door to the prosecution. That is, simply put, it is an amazing thing to see that in a criminal trial, particularly one where it's the whole case has been on television and on YouTube. I'm amazed that this would go on. So that came up today. I wanted to make a short video about it. If you've got any questions, please put them in the comments down below. I'm not going to ask you to like and share and subscribe. Hopefully you will like it, but this is just really very upsetting. You know, jurors and lawyers put a lot of their own time into these cases. I can assure you that Creighton Waters was up till 11 o'clock last night getting ready for this. And the idea that somebody would throw all of that in the trash by talking to someone, that's just unbelievable to me. So we'll find out more as this goes along. I appreciate you watching. Have a great day, and I'll catch you on here next time. If you like this video, here are a few others you might try, and don't forget to subscribe. Have a terrific day, guys.